So I was maybe 30. You can see in this photograph my painting on the wall and my brushes and my pencils, and lo and behold, there's a computer in the background, and I think we used it just for basic stuff. I'm from an older generation of architects where people thought if you were an architect you could draw, and we could. A lot of the young people have lost that, and I want to bring it back to them. I think sketching is really important for architects to be able to do. A lot of my students, they try to start their initial design using the computer, and so they build a 3D model, and then they use the computer software to try to develop it. And I'm going, that's passive learning. You've got to question that software library. Over time, you develop a hand-eye-mind coordination, and your ideas just flow through your pen. When I was in high school, my friends were reading Ayn Rand, the ones that wanted to be architects. And I was reading Rachel Carson, and her book, Silent Spring, really moved me. When I was in grad school, I became then very, very interested in the work of Ian McHarg and Lou Kahn. So I was interested in architecture design, but I was also interested in nature as a client. So I always thought that not only did I have a client, but also nature was my silent client as well. I wrote 2 white papers, one for the UN Conference on Settlements, which was a first runner-up for the Mitchell Prize. And one was about building communities' contribution to what we called global warming at that time. And then I wrote another paper called A Journey of 1,000 Miles Starts with a Single Step. They were just sort of like little poems that caused me to think about how can I, as an architect, influence the building sector in terms of reducing their carbon emission impact. And so those 2 papers really ended up being my blueprint for the 50 years that I have spent here. These buildings are very special to us. I think one of the things that we can always be thankful for is we have the greatest facilities of any architecture school that I know of. When I first came here, we needed more space. We needed more of us. And so we happened to have an annex. We called it the Architecture Annex, and it was an old church where the psychology building is now on Dean Keenan. Richard Dodge was the sort of associate dean. He took the lead, and along with Howland, they remodeled Sutton. So we had to get all out of Sutton, and we were then over in the Palm School, having classes over there. And so this building was remodeled. That wing was done 1984. So the school that you see now dates back to then. The first one in 2002, we collaborated with Pliny Fisk, and we went out and built the Solar Decathlon House on the National Mall. And during the 5 days that we were there, we had more people walk through that house than attended the UT football game with Oklahoma. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people were there. There was a line all across the mall. And the president of the university came to see us. the students that have taken that experience into real life and said that it really was their entryway into a new career. Simply because they said they learned so much from actually figuring out how to make it real. So it wasn't just a drawing anymore, it was real. What I noticed 50 years ago, students were older. Maybe that's nostalgia speaking, but I think they were more independent. And I think we have to be, we're in a kind of period of time right now when most of our students have to be more dependent on their parents for longer than they used to be for economic reasons. So they're just now beginning to find themselves, to find their own voices. And I'm in that transition of trying to help them do that. And we just have to find a way to sort of transition from generations to make the world more sustainable and more, in this case, we have to make it more regenerative to take care of some of the damages that we've done. The word commencement means to begin. So I think the one thing that I want to tell my students is stay curious. Just, you know, if you're curious, then you're going to be fine. But, you know, the value of your education is not what you can do when you graduate. Maybe 10 years after you graduate. When you're sitting there in your chair and you're looking at your project and you're going, is this good enough? And you hearken back and remember that all your friends and classmates and colleagues at the University of Texas were saying, it can always be better. So I think that's it. That, you know, we demand and expect, excellence. And I think that's what we get here at the University of Texas.